All right, so let's go ahead and talk about one of the most underrated cases for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's so good to see them come back out with this for the 16 Pro Max. Let's go ahead and get into the Aulumu. As you know, I say, man, the Aulumu Frosted Case A16 for the 16 Pro Max. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. This is gonna be one of the most futuristic, cool looking cases that you can get out in the market. All right, Aulumu said, we not bringing you no boring ass cases around here. So let's go ahead and take a look at both of these, man. Let's take a look at the frosted gunmetal version, if that's what you want to call it. So here's going to be it, man, the Aulumu. I know some of you guys may look like this case has a lot going on, but it's strictly a design, an aesthetic that you have to appreciate. So first things first, this is going to be a one-piece hard TPU style case. This is not that flimsy, all right? This has a very firm feel when it comes to this case. This is going to be scratch resistant. Whatever they did with this material, I'm here for it and I love it. And I love what they did for the iPhone 15 version. So I definitely had to run it back and get these for the iPhone 16. Huge shout out to Aulumu for sending me their entire collection. We will talk about a little bit more of those coming up in the future. But this is going to be that one-piece firm TPU design, and I absolutely love it. It's going to give you your aluminum buttons. As you can see, all the buttons are there. Now, one thing that I do say is they have a cutout for the camera control, and guess what? It is going to be a big boy cutout for that camera control. Now, I know some people care about that. Me, myself, starting not to bother me. I think a lot of you just making too much of it. You're complaining about the camera control button when you're not even using the damn button, all right? So that's what's going on. Of course, you're going to have your MagSafe magnets, and it's going to come in both of these colors. It's going to be a frosted black, and it's going to be like a frosted white color, which I feel looks very fresh. You really can't go wrong with either one, but that frosted white on this is going to look very, very good, especially when we're talking about pairing both of those bad boys together, all right? Let's go ahead and get the scale. Let's see how much this case weighs. And this is going to be rated at 5 feet of drop protection. No super heavy duty protection, but everyday dings and dangs. That's what this is going to be used for. Dropping it down on the scale, we are looking at 42 grams with the case alone. Now snapping the actual case in, let's kind of, ooh, that thing was getting slapped up there, all right? Pause. Dropping it down, Aulumu A16 plus 16 Pro Max weighing at 282 grams. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the case. Once again, very good looking case. I will slap on the white frosted version at the end of the video, so you can definitely check out the way that one looks, but it looks good, very futuristic. Now, there's a few things to point out to this case. You're gonna have a little CPU cooling area right there. Now, how much does that cool? I don't know, man. It might be just mumbo jumbo verbiage, all right? But it looks cool. You know, you got a little gap right here. Now, I know some of you gonna say, T, that's where dust can get in between. Look, these titanium devices and all that, you're not getting really easy scratches like we used to do when it came to the old, you know, the shiny, super shiny bezels that came on the iPhone. You really got to worry about that with the titanium. You'll be good to go. So it does have this little cutout, this little cutout. But one thing, hopefully, that I can show on camera, I'm gonna have to cut all these lights off, but this case does have some glow in the dark tidbits, and everything that you see that's white on it is going to be actually glow in the dark, which I feel like is cool. Not a lot of cases add anything glow in the dark. If there was one case that did add that feature, it will be this Aulumu A16 case. So let's go ahead and step around it and let's see what it has going on. So on the top side, there's going to be nothing there. Coming along the sides, you can see the action button, volume up and down. Let's go ahead and very nice and tactile buttons. I don't see not a single thing wrong with them. No sharp edges, no anything like that. Coming along the bottom, it says designed by Aulumu. If you can see that kind of etched in the case, very subtle, all right? Flipping over on the bottom, you see you get all your cutouts. You get a nice, generous cutout for your Type-C port. And on your right side, you're going to get that power button. Very nice and tactile, no issue with the buttons at all. And you're going to get that pretty large camera control cutout, which I feel like does pretty clean. And it honestly kind of goes with the design of the case. I know you guys are probably going to come for me in the comments, but I said what I said. It is what it is. Yes, it does have a gigantic camera control cutout. But in my opinion, once again, I'm personally not saying that you have to feel that way. I'm personally not bothered by the camera control cutouts. Now, let's go ahead and see how this A16 is fitting on this 16 Pro Max, because that's one thing that really impressed me about the A15 series. So starting off at this top right here, as you can see, you're not going to get much bend as it comes to the top. Now, I know I skipped layer on tail protection. We're going to go back to that after this real quick. So top section doesn't get much pull. Coming down the sides, you see even with the buttons, it does pull a little bit, but this is still very stiff material. Coming down here on the side, you're barely getting any movement. down here at the bottom, barely getting any movement. You get a little bit when it comes to that lightning, but definitely right here, you don't get any movement around this actual corner, especially when it comes to the camera control. Now, how it pops on the case, get that 1 pop, 2 pop, 3 pop. I know you like teeth. Those pops don't really sound that satisfying. Look, this case is up here. It is not coming off. You do not have to worry about it, man. This case fits very tight on this phone. This material that they uses is definitely the reason for that very tight fit, and I don't have no issues with it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that lay on the table protection. Now, just like I stated to you, man, this is going to be 5 feet of drop protection. Now, this case surprisingly does not really have a lip, which is really surprising. You would think a case like this with this type of design will have a little bit more of a lip than it does, and it actually doesn't. It's actually very smooth with this camera, so you can put it face down, but my confidence level isn't high because I feel like it's just a little too close, in my opinion, to that actual display. I mean, let me see if you can actually see it, and normally you'll be able to see a little bit more than that tiny lip that this Aulumu A16 has. So Aulumu, if you see this video, add a little bit more lip, all right? You ain't gotta give us the biggest lips, but just give us a little bit of lips. And every man in here can appreciate just a little bit of lips, all right? Pause, you know what I'm talking about. So just add just a little bit around it. I think that would give us just that much reassurance. Now, how does this case feel in your hand? Now, this case, in my opinion, going to keep things fairly thin. It's not going to add a lot of bulk to it. I really like this case. Now, when it comes to grip, this material, it can be a little bit slippery. Now, it's not terrible. I've been using it for a day or so, and I've had no problems with it in my hand and gripping it, not sliding off, doesn't feel slippery. I really feel like the material is fairly grippy in my opinion, but it could stand for a little bit more grip. It could stand for a little bit more etched grips on the side. I think that will make this case just that much better, but it does have some slippery to it. That's one thing I would like to see probably increase, but it's not as bad as having like an all hard clear case. It's not that level of slippery, but there is a little bit there. But for the most part, everything is nice and smooth. Everything is nice and rounded off, so nothing feels rough in your hand when you're holding it. The phone feels very minimal when you're holding it, just like I stated, man, because it really does not add much bulk, and that's what I like about these cases. Still remaining fairly thin. That's probably why you don't see a bunch of lay on the table protection, all right? But overall, it definitely feels good, fits good. I just like it and just gives you that cool design on the back. Now, let's go ahead and test out that MagSafe because this is one thing that I am very impressed when it comes to Aulumu because they have been up in the gym, all right? So let's go ahead and drop it down that MagSafe. As you can see, it does work with that MagSafe charging, and we're gonna pick this bad boy up. I mean, can we look at that magnet? I'm going fairly fast. And that means that this thing has a very strong and solid magnet, and I am here for it. Aulumu, thank you for giving us strong magnets. We all want strong magnets out there when it comes to this case. Great job with the magnetic strength. Now, let's go ahead and test out the wallets. Now, let's go ahead and just pop one of these Andar mag wallets up here if that's your thing. And if you want to use a wallet up here, those strong magnets really come into play because you see it is not moving much at all when it comes to just everyday moving about your pocket in your jeans and stuff like that. This wallet is not moving. This is going to give you a very strong magnet. My phone just went flying. All right, it's going to give you a strong magnet, man. But once again, don't go out there and be shaking this device by its wallet. But one thing that we will shake it with, all right, is going to be this MagSafe battery pack. Now, of course, this is going to be your anchor. It does work with your MagSafe chargers. So let's go ahead and start off with light shake first. All right, not bad. Let's go ahead and do a medium. Okay, let me test it one more time since the battery pack didn't go flying off the table. Let's hit you with another medium. Okay, I might have done hard. And that's gonna be hard. So you really gotta shake it to get that battery pack off. You feel these magnets when you have an accessory on. So strong magnets, very strong fit. Not much on the protection side. I really feel like this is really teetering when it comes to the minimal style protection. But one thing I love about it is this thing is going to be sitting at 35 bucks. And I feel like that is going to be very affordable for what you get in a case. And of course, I do have a discount code. You can type in that Tech T to take maybe a 10% off. It'll take about $3-4 off. And you can get this case close to 30 bucks. In my opinion, that is such a clean and just, it's a good price for what you get. I really like the Aulumu case because they're so different It doesn't mimic anything else out there that's like it. And just look at the white on this right here. This is going to have to be the thumbnail because I don't know where you're going to get this look. This is like a skin that you normally would get. And this is a design that's kind of inside of the case because it's not, you don't have to worry about this scratching off. The logos will not peel. It will not scratch or anything like that. It's not just some cheap print that's on top of this case. So these are going to be the Aulumu A16 Frosted cases. Some of the coolest looking cases on the market, but not only are they cool looking, they are also a very good case. Strong magnets, strong fit, very nice buttons, nice finish, and just nothing feels cheap about this case. And yet you're able to get it to right around 30 bucks. And in my opinion, man, this is, I love it. I love the Aulumu case, man. And this year, this case just might make the top 10 cases because I saw how it held out over time for the 15 version. I have no doubt that the 16 is going to be that much better. So hit the links down below, man. Check it out. Also, they also make a wallet right here. They make a very cool, futuristic, MagSafe looking wallet. So if this is your thing, then you can actually run this combo, and that is just all type of futuristic looks, all right? Now, I'm not really sure all the specs of this wallet. We might do a separate video on this talking about MagSafe wallets, but it is an option if you do want to pair the look and design up with the MagSafe wallet. I'll be sure to drop that link down below to that one as well, man. So go ahead and check it out, man. Aulumu case A16 for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But if you want to test out another case that I kind of showcased in my Anchor charging video, this is going to be their shockproof case. If you want to check that out and check yourself out a dope MagSafe battery pack as well, I'll be sure to drop that video right here.